Well, great morning, everyone. Well, last night, I thought we were settled in because I drove way out of town to a truck stop, but found out what, Miss Lily? Yes, I know, love. I know. Oh, okay, I know, love. All right, just a minute. All right, I know what you want. Hold on, I gotta give him a treat. Found out there was one little sign that said, oh, you can't park overnight or you'll be ticketed and towed. So I saw across the street there was another truck stop. And I went over there and said parking customers only. And then I saw the security guard there. Yeah, they have security guards there now. And I talked to him and he goes, yeah, no, there's no overnight parking. And he says, I don't get it either because it's a huge lot. They're well lit. You got security there, he says, but they've closed down the lots for overnight parking. And he just didn't get it either. He said, I can't understand why they're doing that either. But he told me, if you just come out here and turn left and go down this street, all these trucks are parked there, and cars are there as well. Okay. So he was quite nice, and he gave me the information of where to come, and that's in fact where we did spend the night, which was quite fine. But yeah, California. Now I saw that the other day is really cracking down on van lifers, etc. And huge lots. And usually that's what they traded in. A lot of people, because you stay the night, you buy your gas there, you go in, you buy something to eat, you buy, other goodies. Well, now they're closing it off. Okay. So that was our adventure last night. But like I said, the security guard was really nice. And then when I was walking in, because I went in to buy a couple things, and this one guy was there, and he rolled down his window. And he goes, are you, traveling thing? And I said, yes. And he goes, well, I have this big thing of cat litter that I'm not using. Would you like it? I said, no, I don't have cats, and I don't use the cat litter. Although some people do use them in a toilet. They use some cat litter or something. I said, but I don't use it, but thank you. It was very sweet of him to offer that, But I said, no, I don't use that at all. But thank you for the offer, So that was nice. That's the first time I've ever been offered cat litter. So I got a big bucket of cat litter that, I don't use. Well, yeah, I don't use it either. Now, if I would have had cats, I would have been very happy to take that off his hands. So anyway, that was our experience last night. That is loud. It's a semi coming down the street. I've got the roof open here. So anyway, it'll be a little while. I don't think I'm going to do a reading right here this morning. We're going to take off, and I think I'll try to go down by Oceanside somewhere today, because my event's not until tomorrow evening. So I really didn't want to hang around Los Angeles all day. And I don't want to hang around out here either. But just be aware, you know, if you were a traveler, that truck stops in California, many of them are going to have one little sign that says no overnight parking. They're not posted everywhere. I saw finally one little sign that was there. And we had kind of laid down for the night, and I got up, you know, after a couple hours of sleeping, and I popped my head out and nobody else was there, and I was like, uh-oh. And I looked and finally found that little sign, so we hot-footed it out of there, because I definitely don't want to get ticketed and towed. So I was just lucky that I didn't have somebody come around and knocking on the window, which I'm sure if I would have continued to stay there, there would have been somebody coming and knocking on. I think it's the same guy that I talked to, the security guard. I think he patrols both truck stop lots because they're right across from each other. And like I said, he was quite nice, and he doesn't understand why they're doing it either. Doesn't make any sense. It's just meanness. Oh, the guy behind me just got up. There was another van lifer behind me, and he just got up, and so that's what the dogs are barking at. But yeah, no, the security guard himself was quite nice, and he said, yeah, I don't get it either. But he was helpful to let me know, you know, where I could come over and park. But anyway, just a FYI, if you were coming through and you've been used to pulling in, getting your gas, and then hunkering down overnight at a truck stop, they're closing them down in California, at least the two that were over in this area. So they really are in California doing what they can to get rid of van life. Now, another area I was at in Los Angeles area had this whole big street that said no parking here if you are a van, you know, a high top van, and 22 feet of length or over. So really they are addressing van life and RVs or anything of that nature on that street for sure. No stopping, no parking whatsoever. So I am starting to see these things happening in California. And I did just watch a thing the other day that said, yeah, van lifers are all leaving California because of they're putting restrictions everywhere. Okay. Now we know that trying to sleep by a beach area is impossible, you know. And just the whole thing, they are really tightening the screws here in California. We need to get rid of the Trump regime and stuff. Now, what I understand is this is not a California mandate. These are only these specific areas themselves making these choices. Okay. But it's not good for van life people, for sure. Anyway, on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online. I'm going to get ready and toddle down the road here. I think I'll go over, see if I can kind of go over by a beach today, although I'm not always a beach person, but if I can see the ocean, that's kind of nice for a change, but we'll see. I'm just going to tootle around today and just see what I see.